How's it going, everybody? I hope you all have a great Wednesday evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome. This is the next episode of Jetpack Compose Exploration. We made it through the very scary last episode, and today is going to be back to normal. I had a lot of fun with the last stream, and I don't intend to lose this experience that I had, but I'm happy that my colors are back in my camera, so that's nice. Yeah, of course we are back with the food app. I hope to be able to finish the start screen today, the home screen. We are missing one part of the UI on that screen. So I'm hoping that I can do something there, hopefully finish it today, and maybe I will also be able to include the navigation and get the first connection between screens using the actual Compose navigation component. So that's kind of my goal for today. Before we get into it, this is the current status that we left off at the end of last stream. So I was focusing a lot on these cells here in the middle with the nice dark wood and the dish images and the top center, so that looks really nice. We have the categories at the top, which still don't have their final icon, but hopefully that'll change eventually. I don't have any icons prepared for today, so I will be focusing on this bottom portion here because we need to deal with these cells. As a quick refresher, looking at the design, this is what they are supposed to look like at the bottom there. I noticed that I have not prepared a light wood texture that would need to be placed in the background there. I will make do with one of the textures that I have, and then at a later date we'll replace them with a proper light color. It shouldn't be too difficult. I want to see how I can offset the dish image so that it's placed in the top right corner there. That we have a couple of mathematics in here. We need to properly position these green circles which display the price of this dish, and then below we have the name, and I think it looks like there's a rating at the very bottom. So the dishes are rated out of 5 stars, and we can also see it's like a basic text component stating how many reviews there are for that particular dish. So that's in store for today. Let's get back to Android Studio and actually attend to these cells, shall we? Okay. The component associated with these cells at the bottom is the dish grid. I prepared that, and right now it's basically let me see what I pulled in here. I have this vertical grid component which I stole from one of the Jetpack Compose samples, but I don't remember exactly how it's set up. So we have a column. So we have the filters, and the filters are representative of these two text views here at the top, I think. Let me see what the dish grid is populated with. Yeah. So the filters are popular and offer. This is gonna turn into an enum eventually. For now, they're just strings. And for each of these filters, so I put them in a scrollable row. So this top part here where the two texts are, that is a scrollable row. And come to think of it, I should be adding a bit more padding here. In the design there's a lot more white space above this entire component. So why don't I get in here and make this a bit more. So I'm gonna add 16 more dp to the to the vertical padding. I'm not sure if I should add it to the bottom as well. I think I'm gonna change it so that the top gets the additional padding, but the bottom stays with the original one. That means that I do need to copy this here. So just the top gets 16 more DP. Bottom stays at the previous value, and the sides are already okay. Well, it's actually not okay, but that's more on the grid and less due to the fact that this padding is wrong. Because this padding is not wrong, it's the grid that gives it too much padding on the sides. Okay, so getting back into this, we have the scrollable column for the texts, and then below here, so this is the vertical grid. Okay, so this is what renders these cells, the 2x2 cells, because I only have 4 dishes in my test data. And each one of them is placed in a box with a bit of padding. They're clipped so that we have the rounded edges. They get a background, which is the color. Okay. All right. Okay. And then we emit the image URL. And I did change it so that the dishes always have an image URL. So I'm gonna remove the null check here. And then we have text, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm back in it now. Let's do the very basic stuff, meaning I want to get the background texture in, and I want to try and offset the image to not be like center and front and center. Instead, it should be moved to the top right. All right. So I need to quickly check my drawables. I want to see which wood texture to choose. That's too dark. Yeah, none of them really work when compared to the final result, but I think this one is the most accurate out of the 4 that I do have. So I'm gonna use wood 2 for now. So I'm gonna add a coil image. Actually, do I need a coil image? I'm gonna copy what I have above here. Yeah, it's just a regular image. So regular image. I don't think it needs to be clipped because the parent is clipped. And this is going to be a static image resource of wood02. And it's going to be cropped. That looks okay. Then we have the coil image on top. And this is the dish image. And in fact, I don't like the naming here. So I'm going to make this a bit less ambiguous and actually call the variable dish too. And the list accordingly. Come on. Okay. So this needs a modifier. And it'll get a modifier which basically gives it a size. Is there a percentage or something? There's not. There is a weight. Maybe I can't do it. Because I feel like, if I open the browser window again, I feel like the dish image is a certain percentage of the entire cell. Like it's not 50%, it's more. I'm inclined to go with 60% or something. So I'm gonna make it 50% of the width of its parent. And then I'm moving it to the top right and then giving it some offset or something. That's my plan. Let's see how that works. Not sure if I can use weight now that I think about it. I cannot. Okay. Well, I do have fill max width. Let's try it with that. So 60%. Let's actually do a bit more. Let's do 70. And then alignment is gonna be top end. And then I do need to give it a bit more offset. So let's just try it with some arbitrary offset. Now I'm not sure how that works. Like if I give it a positive X value here, will it move to the right, even though it's aligned to the top right? I guess so. Let's try 32 dp to the right and 32 dp up. So I guess that should be minus 32. Oh. Okay, that's a weird message. Wrap unary operator and value with brackets. Okay, I did it. Well, I guess it is to show that the DP also should affect the minus. I'm not sure if that's intended by Compose, but it's the way it is. Alright, so while this builds, there has been a lot of chatter on Twitter today and yesterday as well, and not for the obvious reasons, but in the Compose reasons, and that is because JetBrains has released their first like alpha version of the desktop version of Compose, which is really cool. So I guess you're supposed to call it JetBrains Compose. It's not maintained by Google. It's basically just a port to desktop environments of the Jetpack Compose. Oh, that's so tough. It's the port for desktop by JetBrains of the Jetpack Compose like API. And people have already built pretty cool stuff with it. I can maybe pull that up real quick because it was really, really cool. Because this is gonna build for a bit longer, I guess. And I'm probably already choppy again. But unless I have a dedicated streaming rig, I can't really do anything about that. I forgot the name of the person who like recreated Finder, like the macOS Finder UI with Jetpack Compose. That was really cool. No, I don't think I can find it really quickly now. But it's okay. We don't need to find it because alas, the build is done. Alright, you're seeing it the same instance as I am seeing it. Let's see. Okay. That's less terrible than I would have thought. I mean, that's almost there. 60%, or like, what did I use? Did I use 70? It was 70. Okay, so 70 dp is not enough. It should be bigger. Offset looks good already. Cool. Okay, so I'm looking at this again. I'm trying to like see how much of this cell would be filled. Maybe it is 100%, honestly. I don't know, it's not 100. Let's say 90%. Let's try it with that. Really nice. Okay, thank you, Gradle God, for blessing us with a completed build. Let's see what this looks like now. I think it's good in terms of size. I think the size is okay. I do think that the offset is not enough. It should be more. Let me compare it again. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see as much of the bottom of the dish. It should be more to the right and like more up. I wonder if I should express that in percentages. I feel like I should, because just giving DP values, even though they're supposed to be density independent, might not be, it kind of doesn't rub me the right way. I'm not sure how to express it. But alas, I don't think there's an offset version which has a percentage. What does draw layer give us? I think draw layer has a, doesn't it have a translate? It has translation, but that's pixel based, I guess. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a constant up here, and I'm gonna say dish cell offset, and I'm going to make it, I'm not sure if that's too much, but I'm gonna do 64 dp. It kind of feels a lot. But let's see how it goes. And then here, of course, I need to do the negative, and I guess I also need to, oh, yeah, obviously. So I don't need the braces here anymore, which is nice. Okay, let's see. I need to check what this looks like on a different sized screen, you know. Okay, here is the result. That's too much. It's too far away now. I wonder if it, like, so I'm using a uniform offset. Now that I look at the design though, it looks like the offset is different though. It looks to be further to the right. It's not the same value going right as it is going up. I think it's less going upwards. So I'm not sure if I can actually, or should. There's like any point to using a constant here. It shouldn't move that far over. Let's say 82 to the right and minus 32 upwards. No, hold on. No. What? How did I have to do this? Was it like this? Yes. Maybe. Alright, I'm taking this time while this builds to look up a light wood texture because this one is annoying me already. I want to have something that's closer to the design. Alright, this one could do, but it's a bit too saturated. I might need to throw it in Photoshop real quick. But it is free for use, so that's nice. Okay. I think that's better. Yeah, I think honestly that's kind of nice. Maybe a bit further to the right. Maybe just a teeny tiny bit more. Let's do 56 dp. And then we should be good. Alright, I'm going to have you look at this design while I quickly open Photoshop and update this texture here. Okay, here's the texture. And it's like, why is this file so large? Okay, and then we need to, let me check the, yeah, the real texture is, it's like a very light, kind of like, I don't know the terminology, but like almost like bleached kind of wood texture. It's like very grayish. It's a very nice wood. I do like that. My old living room table used to have that kind of light wood and was delightful. But it didn't fit my new apartment, so I had to sell it. Okay, I think that should be okay. It's a bit yellow, the one that I have, but no, that's okay, I think. All right, I'm gonna export that real quick. And then I will be right back with you in just a moment. Sorry for the delay. I tried to refrain from opening Photoshop here on the side, but this texture is bothering me too much. I want to get rid of it right now. So I'm gonna call it wood05, and that should be good. And I think, yes, I think we can reference it now. All right, sorry for the interruption. We are back. And in here we should now be able to apply wood05 to this background image, and that should give us the desired, well, as soon as you're ready, Android Studio. Here it is. So just for reference, this is the wood that I just prepared. It's like very light, almost whitish. Okay, here we go. Let's build again. Okay, so what comes next? What comes after? I guess we should attend to the texts on the bottom left. I mean, you can barely see them now because of the wood background, but there's supposed to be the text here, and we have that already. Color looks kind of wrong. And then below we have a small component wherein we have a star icon and then just some text, some pretty basic formatted text. And then the circle is going to be interesting again. So let's see. I have an idea for the circle text with the price inside. Let's see if it's going to pan out like that. Okay, and let's go. Okay, it doesn't have quite the same effect as the original, and it looks like, but I'm not sure if that's the image. Like one of the dishes on the design, the one on the left here, it has like a drop shadow. Maybe it looks better if I put a drop shadow on these cells, like around the image. Let's actually try that out. Might as well. It can't look worse than terrible, and if it's the case, then I'm just gonna remove it again. That's the beauty of Compose. It's really just like you throw it in there and no XML to like bother you. It's literally just throw it on there and then remove it again if you don't like it. Oh, that's the wrong thing here. So fill max width, align, offset, and then... So there's draw shadow, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be deprecated pretty soon. Like it sounded like that from a different Compose stream that I watched. Because all that draw shadow does, I think, is just call through to the draw layer API anyway. Let's look inside. Yeah. Okay, so composed, whatever that does, and then draw layer shadow elevation. Just with the current density, gives some elevation. Rectangle shape is not the one that I want anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use draw layer directly. And shadow elevation can be... Wait, what was it again? (2px). Oh, okay. Got it. Alright, so I guess 8dp, 2px. And then shape is gonna be, well, a circle shape. Oh, but here's a problem. I think I need to give it an actual size, don't I? Oh, maybe not. Okay. What else? I think that might be it already. Okay, let's get rid of this one and try it out. And then I need to figure something out for these texts on the cells, because maybe in general I need to adjust the letter spacing, or maybe just for the text style that I have down here, because these letters look a bit too far apart. Okay, so draw layer did work. I have drop shadow now on them, and I think that looks better? Question mark. Yeah, I might just keep that. I'm gonna give it a bit more offset to the top. I'm gonna use 40 dp here. And then let's go and try to update the H3 text style, because I think the spacing is too far apart. So theme.kt H3, and I think there's letter spacing here, isn't there? Yes. So, but now I'm in a pickle. I don't know what I'm supposed to give here for letter spacing. Letter spacing, the amount of space to add between each letter. Okay, to add. So I guess 0 means add nothing, and then inherit. Well, I mean, doesn't hurt to try. So let's do... I gotta give it text unit though. So like... So there's just SP and EM. I guess I'm trying like this. I guess I need to put braces again, yeah. I'm not sure if that works. Let's check. I've never used a negative SP value before. I should have done something more outrageous. I think this was way too subtle. So let's try something very, very weird, like -5. I want to see if that actually does something, because this looks exactly the same, to be honest. You know, the thing that I really don't like is how Noodles Vaga breaks into 2 lines already, and that's not really that long a title. Okay, so that actually does something. Okay, so that's -5. So let's do -1 then. Because I feel like it should be a bit narrower. I hope to be able to get Noodles Vaga to stay in 1 line. You know what? I think that's kind of what I had in mind. Yeah. Looks a bit too thick. The text, the font weight looks a bit too thick when comparing it against. Yeah, I think it's too thick. The font itself. You can even see it up here in these cells. Like the Noodles Vaga is not as bold as it is in my version. Let's just use a different. I have a lot of different variants here of this typeface. So let's see. We have a bold. Do we have a? Oh, we have a medium. I guess that's in between. Yeah. Oh, that looks delicious and nutritious. Which is actually the title of this stream. Crazy how that works. Let's try the medium then. Oh, no, not for that one. For this one. I think that in combination with the letter spacing being narrower. What a terrible word for a non-native speaker. So that together should yield us the desired result. I'm not sure if it picked up the right typeface. This looks exactly the same as the regular. Hold on, I think maybe I used the wrong weight or something. I never understood how these font weights correlate to the font API here. Do I have to give it like less now? I don't know. I'm gonna use 600 here. Okay, maybe now. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna try 500, and if that still doesn't pick up, then maybe it's the typeface itself? I don't know. So this is the medium, and this is the regular. Well, I mean, it's kind of subtle, to be honest. Maybe you just don't see the difference. I do have a semi-bold. Maybe difference between these two is a bit more noticeable. I'm gonna try the semi-bold then. And I'm gonna go back to 600. Yeah, let's try that. That is better. Yes. Now we have two different typefaces. And when I compare that again against the design, I think that is a bit closer. I think the letter spacing is now too narrow down there for the H3, so I'm gonna use a bit less. Let's do 0.5. But then I think we should be good. And even if I look at the dark cell from last time, yeah, I think that's actually the cut that the designer used. Not the bold, but the semi-bold. Awesome. All right. So let's deal with the underline, like the second line of these cells, where it says, I mean, it's really blurry here in the design, but we have a star icon, which I can easily grab. It's a material icon, I think. And then we have some grayish text, which is really horrible to read on this design. So I might opt for like a dark gradient, which makes it a bit more readable. Let's build that. Should be easy enough. I have done a similar thing for the travel app. So in the vertical grid, where we lay out all the different items, this is for each item, and then we have the wood image for the background, we have the coil image, which actually represents the food, and then we have one text put to the bottom start. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this in a column, and then below it I will add another text, or rather I'm gonna add a custom composable, which is what do we call it? Like, it's supposed to represent the entire row. Review, dish review. Naming is hard. Dish review, dish rating, dish rating. That's it. It's just dish rating. And then the column is gonna be the one. This is really cool, by the way. I was really confused in the beginning about the way the alignments work, because sometimes on a composable you can give like a vertical alignment, and then sometimes you can give horizontal alignment, and it wasn't really clear to me when you could use what, but it really depends on what composable you're directly nested in. So I used to have this text here right below this box, and this box allows me to specify a random alignment, like top, center, bottom, end, something like that. But now I have introduced this intermediate column here. So this text cannot access the box's alignment anymore. So that's why I'm getting this error here. So that's really nice. I guess they're using, I'm not sure if they use DSL markers for that, but it's really cool. So here, this is now the thing that needs to have the alignment, because it is now the child, the direct child of the box. Okay, right. This can also get the padding, might as well. I don't need it here anymore. And then dish rating goes below. Yeah, that's fine. And then I want to add that here as a new composable function. This is going to be a row, and it's going to have an icon with, and let's hope that this already exists, with a star. Sounds good enough to me. And it'll have a tint of the primary color that we use in our theme, which is this like teal, greenish kind of color. So we have that. We probably need to give it a size, so might as well do that now. So this will be, I want to say, let's do 16, let's do 24 dp. And then next to it, we have a text, which is basically gonna be, so it has a rating, which is the formatted rating of the dish. I'm not sure if dish has a rating property yet. It does not, but it will get one. We're gonna have to format that in some way, and then in braces we'll have... So it looks like the text is saying like 15 plus reviews, and then depending on how many reviews this dish has, it'll display. And it looks like 15 is the maximum, so it'll show the absolute value if it's less than 15, and if it's more, then it'll display 15 plus. So I guess that is something. Let's pull that out into a variable. So we're gonna do review count and, or like formatted review count, I suppose. Is gonna be dish dot, and we also don't have that yet, but we will soon. Review count. I wonder if I can do that nicer than what I'm about to do, but just squint your eyes, okay? So I'm gonna do when the review count. Oh, well. When the dish's review count is greater than the max. Let's actually stick to the rating naming here. If it's larger than the rating's max count, which is going to be a constant defined above, which is going to say 15. If it's going to be larger than that, it'll be basically this with a plus at the end. If it is, well, it's literally an if else, hold on. So if it's bigger than that, then this is gonna say that. Otherwise, it's gonna say just the formatted rating count coerced to a string. Okay, let's update our data model and introduce this constant here. What's gonna be the most terrible score that we will assign to our food? Like, what number would you assign to the most trash food that you can think of? Is it a 1 or is it a 0? I kind of want to go all out and say 0. Just like for the most disgraceful stuff. So as soon as this imports, I will know, because I always forget what the other value is named. I think it's 2, but I'm not sure. Yes. 2 5.0, and this should be both inclusive, which I don't think it is by default, so let me check. Oh, it is inclusive. Okay, cool. And then here we have the int range annotation. I don't want the Kotlin type. This one is what I want. Okay, and then we still need the constant, which is gonna be max rate. Actually, might as well. Max rating count is gonna be 15. And then going back down here, a quick refactor will give us this. And then this is gonna be average rating, and I will format that to be, from the design it looks like we have one decimal point, like decimal point and then 1 digit. So we will format that to a string. What's that? To string as fixed digits. That kind of sounds like what I want. It's a compose function. Yeah, this is exactly what I would have written. Cool. Thanks, Compose. So we're gonna round it up to 1 decimal point pretty much. Or however you call it, I don't know. So average rating, and then in brackets we're gonna say formatted rating count, which may or may not have a plus inside, and then we're gonna say the word reviews. Okay, this text needs some style, and then we should be good. No, what am I doing? Style. Typography. That's kind of the same styling as the subtitle of the dark cell above, but it has a different color. So let me see what color I used, or like what style I used here. Oh, nothing at all, it's just a default. Okay. Well, in that case, we are going to not give it a style, use the default, and instead we will assign a color here, which is color white. We're gonna copy it and say we're gonna achieve this grayish value by, oh actually no, we have to use black and then do the alpha transparency thing. And then we're gonna do, I don't know, 40% translucency or something. Okay, what's up here? What's going on? Oh, yeah, of course. We need to give our test data some actual values. So Noodlesvagga is absolutely amazing, and a lot of people have reviewed it, and they are absolutely in love with it. So we're gonna say the average rating for that is a good solid 4.7. Then egg rolls. It's kind of a niche thing. So we have like 6 reviews, and people were like kind of indifferent about it. Let's say like just vaguely positive, 3.5. And then chicken salad, I guess, is what people really like. Say 15 ratings, and it's a 4.0. Actually, let's do something with more decimal points so that I can check that the rounding to 1 decimal point works. And then spaghetti is really it's just the bottom of the barrel, really. Yeah, they've never been good at that place, so it's a well-meaning 2.2 for me. Okay, I think that should be all. Yes. Let's no, let's not compile that yet. I want to add a bit of padding here because we will need it. There's got to be some spacing between the icon and the text. All right. Now we are compiling. I'm probably gonna jinx it, but so far I'm at 0 drop frames, which is amazing, and I've never done that. If the stream will crash now, you know why. But my machine is doing solid today. I haven't had any reason to complain, and that's I'm 1 for 10 if that continues to be the case. All right, build is done. Let's see. Oh god. Why does it not fit anymore? The Noodlesvagga still is again in 2 lines. It's annoying. Alright, I am going to update even further the vertical offset of the images, and I will need to update the size of the entire text part of the cells. So this is too large. It's gonna be 16. It's gonna be 8 dp of padding, and it's gonna be I want to define a body 2. As it's probably gonna be a bit too small, but 11 SP in the regular font. Actually, there's one here that's defined incorrectly. I don't have a W200. Yeah, 11 SP is what I will use. And this is gonna get that exact style. Body 2. Color itself. Color itself is okay, but it could be even more transparent. So let's go with 25% alpha. I want to also remove a bit of the padding of the entire... not that. The box. No, the... Oh, this thing. Yeah. Just the text part should get a bit less padding. So let's do 8 here. And then... And what I did want to do is give it a bit more upwards offset. Move it a bit further up. Let's see what that looks like. I think I will leave it at that for the text part, but I don't want to speak too soon. Let's see what it looks like first. And there's really no design strategy here for what happens if a dish actually has a longer name. So we'll have to see what that does as well. Call Me Rick says, I'm always very wary when using 11SP. Google recommends 12 as your lowest text size, but then some designs are just too perfect. You gotta break those rules. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, yeah, right. So let me pull up Visor, and then we know why 11SP is not a good idea. That's for ants. That's for actual ants. So let's try 12. I feel like we could even go like 13 or whatever. Like the H3 up there, that's 18. So we might have to give in a bit and change this design, because this like gray on light brownish kind of beige, no one can read that, to be honest. So we will probably need to give some leeway here and kind of save the accessibility here. I'm also going to remove a bit the transparency here. I'm going to move back to 0.4 alpha. And I will probably do the bottom gradient, because this is really, really hard to read. Let's see what it looks like with bigger text and the different color. But we might need to give a bottom gradient. I had to do that for my other Jetpack Compose app as well, where there wasn't any before, but it was just so much better. I mean, that's actually okay. There's one thing here which kind of confuses me, which is... No, it doesn't confuse me, actually. I'm just stupid. All the dishes say 15 or 15 plus ratings, and I specifically gave some dishes less reviews. But it makes sense if you just use the max rating constant at all times. I guess my advice is just don't write bugs, then you're good to go. It's my advice for you. So you can take that, no charge, it's fine. Okay, so of course we're gonna have to use the dish rating count there. What else? Let's do the bottom gradient. Should be... How did I do that in my travel app? I think I just added a modifier here to the background. move this out of the way again. Whoops. So the modifier is going to be gradient. What was it again? I forgot it again. There's some gradient API. I might need to steal it from my other source code. I think it was it background? And then like gradient is like a brush or something. I think it was kind of like that. I don't remember it exactly. So a vertical gradient is a linear gradient. And a linear gradient is a shader brush. Okay, so we are in brush API land now. But the thing is, I'm not sure. I probably can't do that here because it's gonna draw the background and then it's gonna draw my wood texture on top, and then the background gradient is not visible. So I guess I need to move that to the text components. Alright, so we're gonna do it here. Background, vertical gradient. I want to define that outside. We have colors. Colors is going to be a list of transparent to, well, black with, let's just do plain black. Let's actually do plain red just for debugging. And here's again the awful part. I remember now. Drawing a background from the bottom was really weird, and I had to like do some weird canvas rotation shenanigans to get that working. Alright, we're about to embark in my old source code. Hold on. I'm gonna pull in the class where I defined that. I'm just gonna steal it for myself, it's fine. Where did I do that? I think I had I think it was here. Yeah, here we go. Here's my custom modifier, bottom gradient. And so what I did is I apply a draw layer wherein I rotate the virtual canvas, and then I draw the gradient as if it were on the top, and then I rotate it back. It was really weird, and I brought that up to Leland Richardson, and he said that there might be some things that need to happen for the gradient API. And I do agree, because that's kind of outrageous, but I want to do it. Alright, so bottom gradient. Import that here. Gradient height is going to be, now that I know how ambients work, I should be able to use width, density ambient, current. I should be able to say 64 dp to px. That should be the gradient height, of course. Okay. Let's try that. For my other app, it greatly increased the readability of text that was superimposed on top of an image. Like these images here, the wood texture is not really that busy, so it's not as bad here. But if you have like user-generated photographs or something, then it's really, really important to separate the text from the potentially very busy background. Alright, let's see. Okay, what we need to do, and I did think of this, but I forgot to actually realize it. We need to give the text the permission to fill the entire width of its parent. Because right now it doesn't. You know what? Actually, the readability is worse now. Huh. Maybe we can do without the gradient here. I'm gonna remove it again for here, but I will keep the extension function just in case I do need it somewhere else. Okay, but having the column fill its entire width is preferable. So now I'm wondering, like we have Nudelsvagga, which is kind of a long name, but also it's not a name like spit roast with vegetables, and I think that's a very reasonable name for a dish, and that would surely not fit in one line. So I'm not sure if we should dedicate some time to think about how we should deal with long names. We can like marquee them and be like all 90s and stuff, but I'm not sure if I should go that route. I think for now I'm just gonna make this clickable and call it a day, and then I want to move to the circles. Right, clickable is thankfully almost offensively easy. That's literally it. It's clickable now. I will hoist the state already. So I'm gonna on item clicked, I'm gonna create a function here and move that all the way up. So when this is clicked, I'm gonna say on item clicked with the dish. Just call that listener, basically. And now it's gonna complain here. And here for some reason. What? So this gets a list of tea, and it's a list of food category here. So this is a food category. Yes. What's its problem? What is happening? Why did my adding of the listener function in a completely different composable make this thing not compile anymore? Oh yeah, this can be const, can't it? Yeah. Hold up, I'm gonna revert this. I'm gonna revert this listener real quick. I wanna see what the heck is going on here. So that's all I did. I made it clickable and hoisted the state, and now it compiles again. What? Okay, so this thing, right? It's a horizontal section, which is a generic. It's generic over T. So it can hold any type of list. And it gets a list of food category. So now I will make the dish grid clickable. I'm not gonna add the parameter here. the clickable. I'm just going to make this unused. So this should now create one compilation error up here. Yes, that's correct. So I'm going to comment that in. And everything should be fine. And now I'm going to use this parameter to make this thing clickable. And that's all I did. Okay, it works now. I literally commented it out and now I commented it back in and it works. Well, that's Alpha 6, everybody. It's fine. I tried turning it off and on again and it actually worked. Okay. So, here we are. Can I click these? I can indeed click these. Cool. The clipping works too. Amazing. Yeah, cool. Let's dedicate some time to the next piece of the puzzle, which is the price. The green circle containing the price of the dish. So I have an idea here, and if it's gonna work, it'll be really cool. I'm not sure. I kind of want to avoid the constrained layout route here, because these circles, they are positioned so that their right edge is, if you were to draw a vertical line in the middle, like 50% down on the cell, it like cuts the cell right in two halves, and the right edge of this green circle is like touching that imaginary line. And with constraint layout and like a guideline, that would be kind of easy to do. I hope that I don't need to go with constraint layout here. So let's try something else first. But I want to try getting the circle appearance just with a simple text, because that should work. Okay, so in this box, it's got to be on top of the image, the coil image. So this is the actual dish image, and then we have the text, and here is where we're gonna add the price. So this is for the price. This is actually, let's do dish price. And this is probably gonna get a modifier, but custom composable, dish price. So essentially a dish price is just a text composable, and we do need the price here, and we need to kind of format that. I'm gonna do that in a bit. Formatted price goes here. And then let me open this up. And then basically we give it a modifier, right? And the modifier gets some padding, which is basically the spacing around the text. So let's just say 16 dp. And then we give it we give it a clip. We clip it with a circle shape. And then we give it a background using the material, like the primary color that we have. And then we give it some style, which is, looks like bold text. Material theme, typography. And let's go H4. I don't think we had H4 before. And we need a color, which is color white. And I think that should be mostly it for the appearance. Like the positioning is a different kind of story, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass in the modifier from outside. So callers can modify this even further if they want to. Okay, and here we're gonna say, we're gonna have the dishes price. Put it here. I want to use currency. I forget, is currency supported in the Android SDK all the way back down? I'm not sure. Hold on. We're gonna find it out together. Or everybody just knows and I just don't. Okay, added in API level 1. That's good. Okay, so what about currency formatter? Is there not a currency formatter in Android? Okay. Oh well. Let's do an int. Actually, no, let's not do an int. I kind of don't want to use float. Like it should be an int, but it should be a special kind of int. I'm inclined to use inline classes. Price, and then we have value is going to be int, or like, yeah. And then we use that inline class here. And then I need to opt in here, huh? Oh well. We're gonna have to live with this warning here. Alright, so Nudelswagger. Is that expensive? Yeah, it's kind of like $12.50 or something. Oh. All right, so this is $12.50. Egg rolls are a bit cheaper. Egg rolls are like, I don't know, $7.99. Chicken salad is like $9.50. And spaghetti, nobody wants them. They're like $2.50. Okay. So that should fix these 4 compilation errors here. And then I want to add to this inline class a kind of like a function that formats this thing to, like, with a formatter. I could swear that there's a currency format, no? Must have remembered that wrong. Huh. Or no, actually, I think it's like, isn't it a number format or something? And then there's a special instance for... Isn't there like a currency instance or something? Okay. Alright. Alright, let's do that then. So that's what I remembered. No, I did it again. Creature of habit. Let's do locale US. And then let's add a property here. Formatted is a string. And it uses the currency formatter. To format the value. But now I'm not sure if I should divide this again by 100. I'm not sure how the currency formatter works. I guess it would think that it's 1,000, like that this here would be 1,250. I might need to divide that again. What? Oh. Forgot how constructors work in Kotlin for a second there. Okay. Did I still forget how? Okay, no. What? Yeah, okay. Alright, so here's our impromptu inline class for prices. Let's go back down and actually use that. So here we will use dish.price formatted. And then here here we pass in the dish and then also a modifier, which we will use to position it correctly. But for now, I just want to see what this looks like. It should be like attached to the top left corner here. Oh, here it is again. What is going on? Required list of tea, found list of food category. I'm just gonna hit compile, I don't care. You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do, compiler. I'm just gonna do it. What are you gonna do about it, huh? What are you gonna do about it? Come on. Be successful. I dare you. I double dare you. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, alright, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so it's not exactly what I had in mind. Okay, I have another idea. So it looks like the padding is acknowledged because the text is not like stuck in the top left corner, but it doesn't affect the background, which makes sense because I apply the padding first, and I of course need to apply it after I specify the background. So that should fix that. Another thing though is I have to make sure that this thing is square. But because I don't really know, I want to try the size in modifier. I have never used that before. So I want to say that at least it has to be 48 dp. And then I will give it an aspect ratio of 1f, which should mean that it's always square. Okay, we have to deal with the compilation error here. These red lines, they won't go away. It just complains about food categories up there. I don't know why. But yeah, other than that, the formatting works already. That looks good. In fact, it looks better than in the design because in the design it only has one decimal place. So the 1290 is like 12.9, which is not really how you define the price. And that already looks good. But we'll see what it looks like now with the rearranged modifiers. Okay, yeah, that's not what I want. Okay. Okay, that's not quite what I want. Well, the thing is, I don't really want to make it dependent on the size. I kind of want to force a size because the price 250 is not as wide as the price 2450 because that's one character more. but I'd like all the different circles to be the same size. So I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna force a size here and make that clear in the typography as well. Let's check what it looks like with body 2. Might be too small, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. Now there's not enough room for everything. Which... in terms of size, this looks like it should, to be honest. So I'm wondering if I should get rid of the padding. Maybe it's not needed if I force a size anyway. And maybe it's maybe a bit more. And like some sort of gravity, like center align or something. Well, it's center aligned already. Let's see. Okay, so I lost the gravity. They look a bit too... it's a bit too large. But it's better without the padding, I think. But now the thing is, I don't think I can give this like a self-gravity. Does text have some sort of alignment on itself? Well, we have text align. It kind of sounds like what I want. Let's see what it can do. Well, that sounds good. I mean, if necessary, I have to wrap it in a box and then give the box the circle shape, give the box the padding, and then put the text inside. But maybe we can do it without the box. Let's see. Okay, that does put it in the center, but only horizontally. All right, I think we need the box. I don't think there's a way around it. Maybe there is, but I can't see it right now. All right, right here, move that in the center, and then we have to move the modifier away here, supply to the box. This does not need one. And then this will align itself relative to the box in the center. And that is center horizontal and vertical. Let's try that. Yep. Yeah, that is pretty much it. That is what I want. Okay, yeah, that is the style that I was looking for. Now to put it in the right place. So just quick reminder, these green circles are supposed to move to the right so that their right corner, like right edge, hits the imaginary 50% width mark of the cell. And then in terms of the height, it kind of looks like it's like 25% down or something, but I'm not sure if that's actually a 25% ratio there. All right, let's get rid of visor and let's try aligning this. So I am exposing the modifier here. What can that do for me? So I don't want to do an absolute offset, or an offset at all for that matter, because unlike the image, it has a fixed position. It should be 50%. Yeah, maybe I need constraints here. It kind of sounds like a constraint kind of situation. The thing is though, I would need to reorganize the entire cell probably to use constraints efficiently. Okay, let's try. But I'm gonna make a backup of this. And just stash that somewhere. Okay. Where is it? Here. So first up, I will defer all of this into a separate composable, just for the entire contents of one cell. Okay, so this moves here, completely the same as before. All right, and this now has to be a constraint layout. I'm gonna copy basically everything that I have here. Oh. Yeah, of course, this needs the on item clicked. Okay. And now I need to again remember how you use constraint layout in Compose. So you create refs, and that's basically the handles for the different views. We don't need one for the background image. We don't need one. So we do need one for the dish image. We do need one for the texts. And we do need one for the price. So you create the references like so. And now I forget how you... Oh yeah. So this thing here gets constraint 2, constraint S, yeah. So this we constrain with this reference. And we say that the top edge is linked to the parent's top edge, and the end edge is linked to the parent's end edge. And I think that should be all that needs to happen here, because it will again move and be offset after the fact. We have the price next. The price is gonna be constrained as the price ref. And we will say, oh, we need the guideline. We don't have the guideline yet. So we will come back to this. And here we have the texts, and they are constrained using the text ref. And we will say that their start edge, or let's start with bottom. Their bottom edge is linked to the parent's bottom, and their start is linked to the parent's start. So that's fairly easy and not really worth a whole constraint layout, but for the price we will need it, I think. So let's try making a guideline. So vertical guideline, how do you do that? Okay, create guideline. Creates a guideline at a specific offset from the start of the constraint layout. And that works on DP or an infraction. Perfect. So we're gonna do 50%. And I guess that I can do top is linked to the parent's top. Bottom is topped well, it's not the parent's bottom. Let's just do that, and then the end is linked to the vertical guidelines start. Does that work? No. Does that work like this? Well, it doesn't complain, so maybe that is actually how that works. But I would like to... I need a horizontal guideline as well. I need to fixate this thing vertically. I'm gonna do a horizontal guideline as well. So from the top, 50% down. And I'm gonna say the top is linked to the parent's top, the bottom is linked to the horizontal guideline. And I believe that should fixate it in the place that I want it to. And that is strong words. I have not a whole lot of confidence. But again, that's probably because this is my first constraint layout that I'm actually going to exercise and compose. Let's see how it goes. Okay, you're seeing it the same instance as I do. Well, the price is positioned correctly, so that's good. I think I remember now why I didn't do that, because I think I had that for these cells here, and then I decided against constraint layout because just nothing was working. Why is my text gone? What is this? Why is the image... So the position of the price is perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. Everything else is broken. Alright, let's try this again real quick. I want to see. Is this deterministic? I think it's deterministic. I think it's the same components from each cell that are visible every time. I have no idea why, to be honest. Not a single one. So how does create refs work in like a cell environment? Where's my text at? Let's see if it's just the content that's disappearing, or if it's actually the entire thing. Let's add some ugly... excuse me. Let's add some ugly background colors to everything. So in case anyone has seen something like this with constraint layout in Compose, please let me know if there's anything that I'm blatantly missing here. Or rather, what it is that I'm blatantly missing, because there is surely something. Okay, so we have coil image. So the blue is filling everything. But just, okay, so we only have the red box where there is actually a red box. This is so weird. Why is there nothing on the cell here? I wonder if it's some sort of... if it's some sort of like ID reusability bug or something with the constraint layout, wherein if you have multiple and you create references for them, then it's just reusing it or something. But it says here, creating a reference will call this method called createID. Convenience for creating IDs corresponding to layout references that cannot be referred to from the outside of the scope. It's just an empty object. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna assign a layout ID to these constraint layouts. I'm just gonna assign them the object to make sure that different constraint layouts in the same grid have different identifiers or something. I don't know. I have no idea why it would break in that way. Okay, it's different components now that appear. Now it's back. So I guess it is non-deterministic. Yeah, it's completely random. What is happening? I have to assume like some sort of bug in constraint layout for Compose. Right, I'm reading some... Oh, this is probably an old... it's from May. I'm not sure how up to date this is. Okay, so this has been renamed already. That's kind of the hassle with Jetpack Compose documentation and like blog posts, because everything is changing so much. Alright, Logic Vendor says, solution without constraint might be to center align the price and give it a right padding of 24 dip, or what half the size of the circle is. Yeah, I guess so, huh? I mean, I am constraining it to an actual like fixed size, so I do know what it would be to offset it or like move it away. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Alright, I'm gonna quickly restore the grid cell composable that I've prepared just for a single. Okay, then is that it? Yes. Format. Okay. All right. So we're back in it now. So I use the fixed size here. I kind of want to remove it from here and apply it from the outside, because otherwise if I have a fixed 48 dp here and I'll need to lay out it properly up here, and then if I just say 24 here and then 48 down here, if I ever change either value then it wouldn't work anymore. So I think I'd rather this thing defines the size up here and also the offset. So this is gonna be 48 dp. It's gonna be where am I in? Yeah, box. Okay, so center line, and then I just will do offset. Or I'm just gonna give it some end padding here, 24 dp. And then I'm gonna add this padding at the end. We haven't dealt with the top padding yet, so what I'm going to do is guess, pretty much. I'm gonna try and see what it looks like if I give the price width, like the entire size, as the top padding. Okay, let's check this out. Where is it though? Okay, so it's gone AWOL. Let's see where it's ended up. So I'm giving it... Alright, let's do it without the padding. I want to do this one by one now. This has to be top center too. I want to see. This should stick to the top edge of the cell now. And then we're gonna do it in increments. Okay, hello, there you are. Okay, that's good so far. I wonder what happened when I apply this padding here. All right, let's just apply the top padding, the end padding. So this should move it to, maybe I need offset. Let's try, I'm gonna maybe avoid offset here. Should move it to the left, no? Oh. Oh, I see. Because I specified the size first, I suppose. But I wonder what this now means. Like I give it some padding and then I constrain the size? Let's see. Offset sounds more and more appealing to me. Let's see. Let's see what this does, and then maybe I'll change it. Okay, so that seemed to do the trick. Or that's not centered, is it? No, that's not centered. All right. Let me try my trusty friend offset. Yeah, that is centered. Or like, that is where the center line should be. Okay, yeah, let's do something similar with the top, and then we're good. Move this calculation into a variable so I don't need to do it twice, and then... Oh. And then that should move it down and kind of give us the impression that it's located in the right place. Then I think we're good with this, hopefully. Did it do it already? Or did I not? Maybe I didn't hit compile or something, but kind of looks the same to me. I might have forgotten to hit compile. Whoops. I mean, you'd need to see what happens if a dish costs more than $100. Because I'm not sure if there's room for one more digit in these green boxes. But I suppose that would be something to tackle then. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's compare this. I think that's good. I think that's okay. Yep. All right, awesome. So the only things missing on this first screen then are the actual icons of the categories up here, because I haven't looked for some that fit, and also the text field, which has some known issues. I cannot change the padding in this text field. There is something that I can try though, and I saw that in one of Leland's streams, is that there's a outlined text field composable. Or like outline. I'm not sure if it's outlined or outline. Maybe there's neither. What's going on? Okay, my autocomplete seems to have just decided it's time to quit. There you go, outline the text field. Okay. I want to try that particular variant of text field and see if maybe it'll do something. Okay, so that was a very hefty import for some reason. Okay. All right. Yeah, Logic Vendor, I'm aware of the base text field. I'd like to avoid having to re-implement a lot of the stuff that a text field abstracts over it. So I'm hoping that I would be able to avoid re-implementing it. I mean, I guess it makes sense because this text field in the design is not really material, and I guess the text field is a very material component. Yeah, but still, I'd kind of like to avoid it if possible. And I'm unable to click inside of this method, I guess. Okay, here. So what can't it find? Text field value. What is that? Okay. So this has to be a text field value? What's the deal here? Okay, here's some weird unknown lambda type. Oh my god. Okay, so this also gets a text field value for some reason. Then I have to extract this. Its text value like this. So there is a version with a string. Hold on, I want to make these two columns here so that I have a better understanding of this. Okay, so I don't need to wrap this here. But I do need to give this here. What else is there? It's like text style, modifier, leading icon, which is a composable. I have IME action, which is available. I have background color, which is not available. So that might be it then. What? Heh? Okay, now it is a string again. I mean, it says text value right here. So weird. Okay. All right, let's do it again. Let's try. Maybe the outline text field is the savior here. If not, then it has to stay that way until we have a version of text field that allows to change padding, because I feel like that's kind of a basic need. And then I'm thinking that I'm almost good for today. I was gonna explore the navigation component for Compose, but I might defer that to next time when we actually... Oh god. Alright, so here's the result of that. Yeah, it's gonna be a no from me. That is gonna be a hard no from my side. Going straight back to the normal text field, because it looks less broken. Alright. Okay, let's build that again, and then we'll have a final look at our home screen. And then we'll check out what screen we're gonna do next time, because then we're gonna implement the navigation between the two, and probably... So there's two screens that I find interesting. Okay, yeah, there's two screens that I find interesting, and while this builds, might as well show it to you. So this would be the detail page for one of the dishes that you click on from the home page. We have a couple new components here. We have a actual 5-star rating, which I can probably steal from my travel app, because I used to have a rating bar there as well. We have finally some sort of toolbar at the top with like a back arrow. We have a different version of the price with different color. Not sure what this leaf icon means. Maybe it means vegetarian, could be. So maybe there's like different labels that a dish can have. We have a plus minus quantity thing. Looks pretty easy to do. And then we have a card button. So that's one screen that we could do next. And then the other would be like the card screen, a bit more formulaic, and we have the plus minus as well. Some logic to count that up. Yeah, it looks less interesting to me compared to this. So I guess next time we will address this screen here. So we're gonna build the navigation to it, and then we will actually build it. Okay, so this is now completed. We're back to our only semi-broken text field. We did manage to build these cells down here, which I'm happy about. This still looks cool. I really like these cells here. You can also click it here. These still don't do anything. And I think we are good with that. Cool. Alright, so with that, I'm gonna leave it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Hope to be streaming again soon. Maybe on the weekend, no promises, but at the latest, probably next Wednesday again. It'll be announced on my Twitter if you want to check that out. Link should be somewhere on the Twitch page. I don't remember where it is. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope you had a good time, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.